First thing first, I just want to start by getting an introduction.
Yeah.
I know who you are. A lot of people should know who you are, but some people might not know who you are. So, who are you?
My name is Juan Benet. I started projects like IPFS, Filecoin, libp2p, and a lot of other things. I've been contributing to lots of open source and lots of software projects over a long period of time. I founded a network called Protocol Labs, which started first as a company and evolved into a startup network. We now, have hundreds of organizations in the network across all areas of computing, everything from core crypto projects to like distributed systems, open source, to even companies that are pushing the frontiers of brain-computer interfaces and augmented reality and so on. So I've worked on a lot of areas of computing and technology, and especially the intersection of things that are going to push breakthroughs that greatly push humanity forward. Meaning, I'm a very strong believer in the massive amount of value that science has brought for humanity, and in the translation of science into technology and the embodiment of technology into products. And products diffuse the superpowers that technology give you out to the world, right? So when I look back through history over the last few thousand years, let alone especially the last 200, we've seen this amazing optimistic story of the world getting better for people globally, just in tons of metrics, all kinds of critical metrics about the human condition just continue to get dramatically better and better and better, thanks to the advances in science and our understanding of the universe. The translation of that knowledge into technologies and products that then can be broadly diffused globally. And so, I've been working on a lot of different projects and things along the way to help that.
On that, then, you've been working on technology and science for so long, but now we are connected here in Argentina because we are trying to build a city in a zone. It transcends science and goes into economics and politics.
Yeah.
What brings you here, and how is this movement aligned to the massive acceptance and betterment of humanity that you've been dedicating your life works?
Yeah, thank you. So, so I'm helping start a movement called Crecimiento in Argentina, which is about creating a dramatically stronger economy and financial infrastructure for Argentina and for the world, because there's this significant opportunity right now in the next 4 years to improve the economic structure for people and improve it through creating specific technologies and products in crypto. And the reason is that the current Argentinian economy has been suffering for the last 10 years, but like even further beyond. And the current macroeconomic environment is really not great. Like Argentina has had like this extremely rampant inflation the last few years, and crypto has seen an enormous amount of adoption as a result. So somewhere between 5 to 10% of all Argentinians, which is a huge amount of people, right? Like we're talking about many millions of people, have like just used crypto either every day or close to every day. And that kind of adoption presents an opportunity to create new financial infrastructure based on the principles of decentralized blockchain systems and blockchain networks that could be beneficial to millions of people, millions more in Argentina and beyond in the world. Like if that creates a lot of economic prosperity for the tens of millions of people in Argentina, that could create an amazing example for the rest of the world. And the reason
effect of sorts.
Yeah, and creating a cascading effect. So the reason why we're building a pop-up city, so this is not like a physical infrastructure of a city. So when we talk about creating a new city, it's not that we're going to go to a plot of land that hasn't been built and develop it physically, but instead it's a social city in a sense, where we're going to existing infrastructure and bringing on the order of a few hundred people, so somewhere between 200 to 400 people, together for at least a month, potentially more, to talk about all of these ideas, talk about all of these potential problems and potential solutions, and out of that create a certain set of projects and support those projects over time. So there's the broader Crecimiento movement, which is more than the city. It's like a larger movement in this broader community. Now it has tens of people already. Like it just sort of started, and now it's gaining a lot of steam. And the movement itself is going to grow through the city that we're going to be hosting in August. And this is inspired by many of the pop-up cities that we've seen over the last year or so, starting with Zuzulu and Edge City and Vitali and a few others, where there's a lot of alignment with projects and accelerate the knowledge diffusion from a lot of people by bringing people together in a physical space. A lot of technology building over time, over centuries, but especially in the last 150 years or so, has been stimulated and accelerated by creating environments in close proximity where people are able to diffuse ideas to each other very quickly. The best example of this is Silicon Valley. You can think of Silicon Valley as the world-recognized environment that led to a lot of technology development in the 20th century. There are other examples. So, for example,
the coffee shops of the European powers back in the day.
Yeah, so exactly. So lots of coffee shops in the 1700s, in the Age of Enlightenment, in the Scientific Revolution, as early as that, or even going back to the Baghdad House of Wisdom, in Athens and so on. So these are like creating the environment for idea diffusion and project formation in close proximity is like really key. Today in the modern world, a lot of innovation happens in lots of different cities, but what you end up with is a lot of the attention is fragmented. And so people in different places around the world might have similar ideas, but they're not actually in close proximity. Or if they're in close proximity, they tend to be separated in time. Maybe they're not able to coordinate and orient around something. So we have found it very, very strong and productive to create the environment by which people can clear out their schedules and participate in something together for a month to build something together.
Second to last question. What are the overarching goals of Crecimiento?
Yeah. The goals are still getting formed. The movement is fairly new and it's growing. A lot of it has to do with creating a very strong economic prosperity for the 46 million Argentinians out there. The current economic conditions are not great, and there's a lot that needs to be improved. There's part of it has to do with identifying all of the problems. Part of it is about identifying possible solutions, and part of it is kickstarting the generation of projects that can tackle those problems and build out those solutions. Some amount of this is building new startups. Some of this might be building new products. Some of this might be building new social structures or systems, or creating like just broader projects or efforts. And so it's kind of very open-ended in terms of the possibility space. But we think a lot of it has to do with like very strong economic prosperity. So that means being able to bring in a lot of value to Argentina by creating products and selling them to the rest of the world. Or it might be about bringing back a lot of the amazing technology innovation that Argentina has built out over time as now investment capital. So meaning, think of all of the amazing Argentinians who have been super successful, not just here in Argentina, but in other countries around the world. They can help invest in the growth of the next wave of technology companies in Argentina. Or even if there's people building companies in other countries, being able to bring a lot of the economic prosperity that those companies generate elsewhere and kind of figuring out how to enable growth in Argentina through them.
Fantastic. Last question, how can people support you in Operation Crecimiento? We talked at some point about donations for the first few months, but that's not the only thing. Where would you tell them to go and look?
No, I mean, I think the number one thing is just helping the movement by helping identify economic problems and helping solve them. So, and you can do that by joining the community and participating and joining the movement in a sense. Another part might be by building a product or building a startup or building really take matters into your own hands by thinking about some deep problem that affects people and solving it, and solve it in a way that will be sustainable and successful. Sustainable technologies are those that are able to generate a larger cash flow than they spend. So if you can create a profitable structure for a product, then you can scale a solution to millions of people, or tens of millions of people, which could be pretty significant, or potentially beyond if you go to the rest of the world and hundreds of millions and so on. My sense is that if we can catalyze a ton of innovation here, and create a much stronger economic foundation for Argentina, then that could be an amazing model for the rest of the world.
Fantastic. Thank you for your time. I think you're one of the leaders of the movement, and you are going to help billions in the future.
Thank you so much. I hope that we have like some strong impact. There's a lot of other people in the movement, so it's gonna, and we'll see what happens over time. These open permissionless projects are like these amazing networks that are led by a lot of people and grow with time. So hopefully we'll see where we are in August.
In a few years, we'll have another interview, hopefully.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Bye.